All right, we're gonna make some garden boxes. I'm gonna make 4 garden boxes to start off. We're probably gonna make some smaller ones to fill in where we have the existing garden now, but we're gonna do 4 3-foot wide by 8-foot long boxes. And what I've got some 1x8s and 1x12s, and together we're gonna put them together so it'll be about 20 inches off the ground. And I've also got some 2x4s to put along the caps, so we have a little place to rest, to sit down while we're doing the gardening, and it will really help to hold the structure together. And I'm gonna cut off some of the waste on these. It'll give me a chance to put some pieces in the corners to tie everything together, and then I'll also put probably a couple, at least 2 or maybe 3 along the long sides, 8-foot sides, to make sure everything's tight. So I'm going to go ahead and make the first one. Now what we did too is I used linseed oil. I just took this raw. It says you can put it with mineral spirits too, but I just used this the way it was. And I put it on with a foam brush. Just made sure everything was covered. And then you just let it sit for maybe 10 minutes and then just rinse it off with a cloth, or not rinse it off, but just wipe it in or wipe it smooth again so it doesn't dry and get sticky on there. If you leave it too long, it'll get sticky and blotchy. So that just protects the wood a little bit, gives it a little more life, because these are not treated boards. They're non-treated. You don't want the treated wood seeping chemicals into your soil that you're going to be planting with. So that's what we went with. Actually, what we got here is 1x10s and 1x12s. It's just how they cut them. They're not exactly right on the money for sure, but they cheat a little bit, whatever. But that's what we're looking for. We got the first one done, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Dog's been using it for a playpen, so it got kind of scuffed up here on the top. Some mud prints, but it looks really good. It's a little wobbly right now, but we don't care because it'll be buried in the mud anyway, or in the dirt. And it's pretty lightweight, actually. Make 3 of these, and then 3 more of these, and then we'll go from there. So we got about 20 inches we got to fill up with dirt. Yeah, I wasn't sure how much space I wanted to leave between these supports here, but I think it worked out really well the way we did it. About every 2 feet we put a spacer to support that top rail, and then 1 on either end too. And then the 2x4s work out great the way they're at. Got the first one down. We got the plastic set down. We notched out the plastic around the legs, and we got it pretty level. And we backfilled the dirt under the plastic around the legs. And this is the first one out of 6. And now we're going to start putting some big logs at the bottom, and then followed up with some smaller branches and twigs. And then we got some leaves and mulch, and then some black dirt for growing on top. As you can see here, a lot of progress is getting made here with the garden beds. Got probably 5 to 6 inches of cardboard on the bottom, followed by some bigger logs, and then smaller branches, twigs, dried grass, leaves. Give it a lot of things that will take a long time to break down. We don't have the amount of black dirt we need in here to fill them all up, so that really is helping us to add all these other things in here. One of the big tricks I think is going to be to flush out all the holes, all the hollow spots as we work this in. Once you think you got it, then a big sinkhole happens and you gotta add more dirt. But it's coming along here. We got 3 of them made and placed where they belong, pretty well leveled up, and we got 3 more to go. We have to take apart the strawberry bed, which we have now, replant those in one of the beds. We're going to use this as a walkway. This was actually a deck that was on the playhouse, which is now our chicken coop. We're going to use that as a walkway to go through the center of the boxes. That should line up really well. It's 4 feet across, so it should go perfectly down the center here. Making progress on the garden boxes. Pretty much top this one off with some soil we're picking up from our local compost. It's more like leaves and mulch and stuff that have pretty much broke down on the layer underneath this, but this is good topsoil here that we're getting. Got 2 of them pretty much topped off. This one could maybe use a little bit more. This one is still in the beginning stages. Logs, branches, junk dirt, and then some better stuff coming, and we're putting a little bit of a walkway here in between. Got that cut up and trying to level that out, just give it some character there. And we still have 3 more boxes to make on this side. Garden boxes coming along nicely here. Got the strawberries replanted and raspberry bushes replanted in here. We came up with this wire deal here that's gonna be where the peas are gonna grow up when we get them planted in here. Got a bunch of veggies planted in the first one already, 2. And it's been really dry, so we've really been soaking them with the water. Fourth box is in place. Still got to put the top frame on. And got the big majority of the walkway done. Still got another section here to work on and get that in place. Been a big day working on this today. Up against the clock making these garden boxes. We already got some veggies in here. We transplanted, or my wife transplanted, the strawberries that we used to have over in this corner. into the box. We've got some peppers going on. Got some peas just starting to sprout up in here. We got this wire that should lead them up so they don't get all tangled around, and just give them somewhere to grow. Lettuce coming up. We got some cabbage, onions. Got another box in place here. Almost enough dirt to start planting more veggies. Here's box number 5. Again, laying down plastic as we're going. Starting off with a huge amount of cardboard on the bottom. Logs and twigs and whatnot. After that, and then some kind of a rough soil mulch, and then the regular black soil on the top. So we got a spot for one more here, which I have all the pieces ready to go. We just gotta screw it together. Again, I'm not using treated wood. They say treated wood or chemically treated wood can soak in to the vegetables you're trying to grow, and it's not good for anybody. So everything we did is there's some of these cross pieces or supports going down the middle here inside the boxes are heat treated, and they say that heat treated, it's okay. You just don't want the chemically treated wood. So those I got off the pallets, and they're freebies, and they're saving me a ton of money. Yeah, I did something a little different with this last one. I put a support piece down the center. The last one we did, once we started adding the dirt, it kind of started to bow pretty good on us. And I figured this would be a pretty good addition. Not this year, because we've already got dirt in the other ones, or got them all started, but maybe after next spring, I might add this to the other boxes too. It wouldn't take much to dig down and put this in, and then it really helps to pull it together. Gives it that extra strength, so I think it's kind of a wide span, the 8 feet. So I think this will really help out. This is the final one. I was just doing a little math, trying to figure out how many screws that it takes me to build one of these garden boxes. And what I've come up with is kind of crazy. I've been using 96 of the 1 5/8" screws per box, and 32 of the longer 2.5" deck screws. So I don't remember if I talked about this earlier or not, but what I did is we put a 12" board on the bottom and a 10" on top. You know, they don't measure exactly 12 and 10. They're about actually like 3/4 of an inch less than what they advertise, but whatever. So it's about 20 inches off the ground. I mean, we're not counting this here, but as it sits on the ground with the wood on the ground, it's about 20 inches, maybe 22 at the top of the rail. And it really seems like a good height. All right, so we got all 6 boxes all set up now. We got it topped off with the black soil up on top, ready to plant the last few things here. There's a few things more we got to get. But we got them all in position here. And yeah, tomato plants, peppers. We got cantaloupe, watermelon ready to go in here. Strawberries and onions and peas and things looking good, jalapenos. And we got a load of rock now that we decided to not go with mulch. We're gonna put mulch between the boxes, but we're gonna go with rock. We just got pea rock. This whole load is like 1.25 tons, and it costs like $27 or $37. Pretty reasonable. If we went with bigger decorative rock, it'd have been 3 times that amount or 4 times. But this will be a good start. I'm sure we'll have to come back for more, make a second trip, but job is nearing completion. And here you see the pallets that I've been working with to get my center supports. I've been using the Sawzall and getting under the nails here. And it's a bit tricky down the center because they don't have any kind of a gap. But pulling these off, and these are plenty long to get my 23-inch board cut for the supports. And I've actually been using these boards, the top boards, for the trim boards on the chicken coop, which I've been working at finishing up at the same time I'm doing this. Yeah, I just got the second load of rocks in here and filled it up nicely. Had a little extra put on the driveway. That worked out good. Got about 4 inches or so in here. Got pretty much everything completed. Put some dirt around the edging too to fill in the gaps. Build it up a little bit like it's supposed to be.